Hello all, good morning, good evening or good afternoon. Today let's talk about extended data types and mask types. Now extended data types had been there in the product for a very long time, and with the latest release Microsoft have made some enhancement in extended data type and also launched something called as mask type. So we'll go through each and every available option again, extended data type, and then we'll also see a demo around mask type. During the video, I have a full demo prepared for you of how you use them and what is the use case for it. The whole idea of these two properties is to make your Business Central UI smarter for your customers so that they can get the full value by using these properties. So let's get started. First, let's briefly understand what these properties are and what the options are. So the extended data type, as I said, was available in the product for a very long time, and there are certain options around it. It starts with none, which means there's no extended data type associated with that field. And then there are properties of extended data type like phone number. So when you enable the property or when you define the property of extended data type as phone number, then the client handles the field as a phone number and will display a hyperlink whenever it's needed, and then activating that hyperlink will launch the default dialing app. So if you are on a mobile device and you have a field set with extended data type as phone number, it'll actually open the dialing app on your phone. The next one is URL. The client handles that field as a URL and text will be displayed as a hyperlink. Now when you click on that link, the default browser that you have set will open up that particular link. So the phone number is majorly works on your phone and your tablet client, whereas URL work across your clients. Next up is email. The client handles that email address and will display an hyperlink which will activate the default mailing app on your system. So if you are on your phone and your default mailing app is Outlook, it'll pop up the Outlook window for you. Then next is ratio. The text is handled as a progress bar, but remember that this field is not supported on the web client. So when you set extended data type as ratio, it is handled as progress bar, but this is not supported in the web client. Next up is masked. The whole idea of its mask is that any value that you type into it will be values displays as dot. It does not impact the value that user is entering, but it just shows it as dots. Next up is person. The client handles this field as media representing of a person and will display this as a signature rounding style, and we'll see that. When it is empty, it just shows you an empty person face, more or less. Then there are the three new which are in red. They were added in the latest version. The first one is document. Now this is something which has been requested by most of the customers, which makes a lot of sense to me also, that the client handles the media as document and optimize its size to show it on the page like PDFs and all. Now there's a catch into it. We'll talk about that also. Next is barcode. I haven't found out the use case for it, but the documentation says that the phone and the tablet client, again this is not supported on the web client, will handle the field as code and will provide an option to set the value using a barcode scanner. So if you are using a phone or a tablet client, the extended data type of a field is barcode, you'll be able to scan into it. And last but not least is rich content, which is available prior also, I guess runtime version 12 or something around that. It gives you a text box with rich context with formatting control and all, which makes it very easier for you, and there are some rules that you need to follow around it. We'll see that. Okay, now let's jump in on the mask type. There are two values of the mask type. One is none, which is the default value, and then the other is concealed. When you define some field or any field as mask type concealed, the client handle this as a concealed field. That means it will not be visible by default, but then by a choice of a user, they can show the value of it if needed. There are certain limitations around it, that the mask type can be defined on a field with code, text, decimal, integer, and big integer only. It just used to mask sensitive information that you don't want to show by default, but then you want to show it when needed. So that makes it easier for your customers when they would like to kind of configure that. Now there are some rules which you see on here, that you cannot use a mask type with the extended data type as masked, because these are kind of similar property. If it is masked, that means the value will not be visible, so that's conflicting with the mask type, so you cannot use both of them together. You cannot set this property on a page which is not part of your app. So you cannot go to customer card and say, oh, the balance is masked. That's not allowed. You are only allowed to do it on the pages that you define, or the tables that you define. As I said, barcode can only be used in the phone and tablet client, and ratio is not supported on the web client. Hopefully that's clear. Let's quickly jump into the demo that we have built for you, and then we'll see it there. Or let me open the code so that I can kind of walk you through around it, and then we see it. Okay, so here is a demo around it. There's a table called student, and in that I've created some simple field and some field with the extended data type, so that you see the difference of it. The phone number is set as extended data type phone number. The LinkedIn profile is set as a URL, email as an email, total mark as ratio, and then there is a password which I've set as masked. So whenever the user types in the password, the value will not be displayed on the card itself. It'll be dots. The picture I have set for person, it's a data type of media set, and same for mark sheet, which is an extended data type of document. So we have an extended data type person and extended data type document. And then there is a special notes which I'm setting as planning to such as rich content. Now remember, all these other extended data type can be set on the tables, fields, but the extended data type rich content is something that you cannot set on the table. You'll have to set it on the page. All the properties that I have shared, or the values that I've shared, can be set on pages as well as on tables. Okay, then I have a barcode with the extended data type barcode, and then there's a percentage which I have concealed, which means this is a mask type, this is not an extended data type. So what will happen when we put the value into percentage is user will have a choice to see it when they need it, but by default it will be hidden. And then the similar fields are added without the extended data type, and when the values get validated, it kind of pops up there. Now we also need to quickly talk about one more thing. Here is the field group. So what's happening on the field group is I'm setting two field groups, and I'll talk about it. One is drop down, which acts as a drop down menu when you click on something, on a lookup, like on your sales order. When you choose customer, the fields that you see there are defined on the drop down of the customer table. And the second one is a field group of type break. These are the only two field group that you can create. And here, if you notice, I have added the picture. That's kind of the use case becomes for that also. Okay, then I have a list page and a cart page associated to it, and then for each media type that we are adding, which is the customer image and the mark sheet, we have the card part available so that they can be added into the page. So that's one card part, and then the picture is a card part. Hopefully that makes sense. Let's go ahead and publish this. Now this is being published on version 27, BC 27. Other than MaskedType and the new options in ExtendedDatatype, you'll be able to kind of use them in the prior versions also. So let's try creating a new student. When I write a new one, here I put up a number, let's say C001 and name. Okay, now these columns or this section is about without ExtendedDatatype, and then here are the simple notes, and then when we go down, these are with ExtendedDatatypes, and then there is a special note. Here is a section for picture and for mark sheet. So if I point in a number here, okay, LinkedIn profile, I don't know, let me put a web address somewhere, email, okay, let's go ahead and do that, total marks, and as I'm keying them, there are values code associated to it which are also populating the same value in here. Okay, my username is this and my password is this. Now this is a plain text, so you can see that I can see the value here, and then the barcode is this, and percentage is 25, let's say. I also add simple notes here, so this is a simple note and we will test it with the special notes. Okay, so you have key in all the values. Let's go down here. All the values would have been populated. You pay a little bit attention here what actually happened. I can see the total marks as a ratio here. This is the ExtendedDatatype ratio, and then if you notice, I cannot see the password. It's kind of hidden for me because the ExtendedDatatype is masked. Whereas the percentage, I can see that it's 25 here, but here I see it as masked, but then there is an option at this here which says show value of percentage. So user can see the value on request, which is click on it, and then by default changes it back, which is a common feature that you have seen across websites that you use daily. So that available option is now available with the MaskedType that we have added, the new property where we said concealed, and that kind of made it like this. Now moving forward, when I come to the special notes, oh, this did not get copied. I might not have the logic for it. So let me put the same value here. Say okay, sounds fair. But what's the difference between these tabs versus this tab? And then on the special notes and the simple note, you can see the difference. It's just a plain text that you can type in here. It can be multi-line and all, but it doesn't come with the formatting. When you type a special notes, you'll notice that there is sections here which helps you with formatting of this text if needed. So you can have these notes the way you want it, and you can kind of put pictures and other thing. It's a rich content special note, so that gives you that flexibility of doing that. Moving forward, where we see that changes with the ExtendedDatatype, because yes, we see it on the password and percentage, but remember that these values kind of come in place when you view the record or when you get into non-edit mode. So if you are in edit mode, they are just normal fields, but when you convert it to a non or a readable format, you will notice that all these are now converted to hyperlinks. So if I click phone number, it just tries to do that, which it cannot do because it's a web client. But on a LinkedIn, it takes me to that page or to the web address URL. When I click on email, it let me choose the application that I want, and then it runs that. So do use these ExtendedDatatype whenever you are building new pages for your customers and all. Now let's dive deep into picture. So let me take a picture using my camera. Okay, So as you can see that my camera pops up and I can hit enter and then use this. What I'll do, I'll upload that picture here, pretty zoomed in, but that's not the idea. But that's how it's stored. We'll see what the use case for this is. And then I can also upload a mark sheet here. I can just drop a file and go into my downloads and pick my daughter's homework and upload it here. So now if you see that, I can see the preview of that in here while I'm on that page. I don't have to download the file and then see it. I can just access it here. Now here is a catch into this section where we are adding this mark sheet. So let me go into VS Code here. So when I go into this page, you'll notice that this is trying to store it into a media set, but when I do upload files, it does not actually displays the PDF into this control. Now remember that, because the displaying PDF is something that is not supported at this moment. It only displays you images. So what you have to do in that case is you have to, let me come here, you need to upload it into the stream, the file that you are requesting from the user. That kind of brings that file into the stream. Once it is into the stream, there is a library called PDF document, which I didn't find out directly. I had to go to the Microsoft Yemen network to kind of get details around it. Now this library allows you to convert a PDF into an image. Okay, so this library is available, which allows you to convert in a stream document and then it converts that format into the image. Now remember that as of now there is a page number which is a parameter to it, but I'm passing 1, which means it'll only display me the first page of that document into the preview. So if you have a 20-page document and you are assuming that you'll be able to see the whole PDF into it, that's not true. You can only see a specific page that you have defined in your code. Now when you go to the Yemen network of Microsoft, you'll also find out that currently it only supports page number 1. Microsoft is still working on it, and it should be sooner than later available with BC27. Hopefully while you're seeing this, it's already available. So let's say you have a 5-page PDF and you want to show the preview of page number 3. In that case, you can define that page number here, and going forward in future, you'll be able to see that exact page into the preview. But it'll never display you the whole PDF, and to show anything on that area, you have to convert that into an image so that that image then can be made visible on the page itself. Hopefully that's clear. Let's go back. So we did upload my image here. How it helps is we briefly talked about the views. So the views are accessed on Business Central from here, and you have 3 options. One, which is by default you see on every page, which is list, and then you have tiles and tall tiles. So when you go into the tiles, you see some of the fields which are listed in that field group. So let me go back here, not some, all the fields that are listed on that field group on the brick view. So when you go into the brick view, and let me bring it here, you see okay, you see that it is supposed to show you, and let me open that up also. Okay, it is supposed to show you the number, which is this, the name, the phone number, the email, and the picture. And you can also show it on the tall view, which shows you the picture as a bigger thing, right? That's another use case of it. Now maybe you are building this application for a phone client or for a tablet client, and that's where you're being a little bit confused at how it look like there. So if you don't know it, come here on your address bar. If you're on cloud, just at the end where it starts with the company, remove that part and put, let's say, tablet. What will happen with that is the same page will render as a tablet client. This is how it will look like on your tablet. And then here you can search for that exact page as you do in Business Central, right? Here you also have those options to show them as list, and then here is how it will render on your tablet client. Okay, so you can see that there are certain things that are visible on the tablet client. Now if you're okay with it, but okay, you're building for the phone, then just change that tablet to phone. Okay, when I do it phone, it'll show me the phone view that I'm supposed to get when I'm accessing this page on phone. So when I look into the students list, I now have options here to add and things like that. Go back, and here I can see that I still have those hyperlink and the phone related activity that's available. Because I'm trying to mimic it here on my browser, I'll not get the same hyperlink behavior of it. But if I have the right client using this page, then I'll get all the features that are part of the extended data type and the mask type. So hopefully that makes sense, and hopefully I was able to cover everything. Now if you have any questions around the mask data type or the extended data type, let me know into the comments and I'll be happy to talk about it. Now we are continuing to kind of doing what's new in Business Central 27, but if you have anything that I should prioritize, let me know into the comments and we'll prioritize that if needed. At this point, you know the drill. If you like the content, hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, hit the subscribe button. You don't want to miss out Business Central updates. And if you think this will help a newbie or a colleague that doesn't know about this property, share this video on social media so that he or she get access to it. Till then, if you have a business related query, if you are a customer, reach out to us at info@theconsulting.com. We'll be happy to help you with your Business Central needs. I'll see you sooner than later into the next video. Till then, keep learning and keep sharing whatever you're learning. Thank you and have a nice day.